Corey Comperatore, say his name. He was the one killed at the Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Don't even mention the name of the piece of crap shooter. He's not worth it. Think about the patriot that was killed. And remember for 1 minute, that very same guy, much like you, has been demeaned as a MAGA extremist, a threat to democracy, all this stuff. They've talked a grip of crap about this guy, and now he's dead, thanks to them. This goes back to Nikita Khrushchev back in the 50s, when he said, "We will bury you." And what he meant by that was, we will corrupt your youth. And back then they used to say, not so much anymore, without a shot being fired, we will bury you. And the methodology they'd asked him about, he said, we will corrupt your youth. And they've done it. Mission complete. Since then, the communists have infiltrated, integrated, and indoctrinated. Primarily the low end of the spectrum. And their whole thing was to divide people into the haves and the have-nots, the proletariat, the bourgeoisie, the victims, the victimizers, and they've done a great job of that. They got everybody broken up into angry subcategories, and their messaging is very repetitive. And they've taken over all of our media, all of our schools. And when I say our, I mean their. Used to be ours, but pretty much exclusively just all of mainstream media, academia, is the purview of liberals. Their messaging is simple and repetitive, like modern music. It's not designed for the complex, rational thinker. It's designed to be repetitive, emotional, and if you'll notice, their message is verbatim. I don't care what news network you turn into on the liberal side, which is most of them. They all say exactly the same words. It's almost like when I was a younger guy going to Mass. You'd hear the same thing, it'd be the responsorial psalm. Everybody would stand up, everybody would kneel. Everybody would stand up, everybody would shake hands. Everybody would sit down, everybody would stand up, everybody would kneel. And they've got these people trained. This was done by design. This strategy works. And don't expect it to change. What's the message that they keep repeating, that you keep hearing? Trump is Hitler. Trump is a threat to democracy. Trump must be stopped by any means necessary. And these talking points that have been photocopied and distributed and rehearsed go on and on and on. This is a systematic brainwashing. And honestly, it's left an indelible brain stain on the low end of humanity. This never ends well. Okay, you got to remember, 50% of America is below average IQ. That's just a fact. And if you make a stupid, simple song with a repetitive beat, if you have a commercial that repeats the same thing, I don't care if it's where's the beef or, any of this stuff. You do it over and over and over and over. The low end of the people will learn all of the words to your crappy little rap song, and they'll repeat it. That's what works. Now, don't expect the other side to admit any culpability in this. They're going to deflect. They're going to blame the victim. They're going to blame us and everything else. So what do? This is not a time for cowardice. This is not a time for weakness. That will only embolden our enemy. This time their plan failed. They'll continue down this path. This time it failed by miracle. Why did it fail? Well, the guy's a crappy shot. I don't know. Whatever. It failed. They took him out. But it didn't fail by much. And by the grace of God, it could have gone the other way. And remember, Corey, you paid the ultimate price. You're a wonderful patriot. Our hearts, prayers go out to you, and our tangible support will go to you. There's going to be another. Count on it. As long as they keep repeating their same crappy message to the low end of the spectrum, they're going to find another catfish to bite this shiny object they're dragging in the mud. And I would say this is a time for them to stop doing this, but they're not going to stop because it works. Expect more of this messaging. Expect more low IQ followers to go along. There are even seemingly intellectuals who repeat these same talking points. Truthfully, you guys are well scripted, you're well rehearsed. You're not that bright. You're emotional. You see, there's emotional, there's intellectual. They're not the same. You guys are very emotional. Your overt hatred for this president. You're repeating over and over how dangerous he is for democracy. You're going to get another Hinckley type who's going to want to impress Jodie Foster and shoot the president. This has happened before. It'll happen again. And I will tell you to stop it, but you won't stop it. Secretly, deep down, you're glad it almost worked, and you're going to try it again. And I know this. I'm not expecting contrition on your part. I'm not expecting you to try to make this right. You're not going to. You are evil. Your followers, they're a bunch of dupes. They're below 100 IQ, and they think they're doing something noble. They think they're doing something holy. In the Islamic world, these would be the people that strap on suicide vests and blow themselves up and think they're doing it for a holy cause. These are your useful idiots. Shame on you. To all my good conservative friends, keep your eyes open, be vigilant, and show up and vote. This needs to be pushed back. This is not a time for us to pick up our weapons and start killing. This is a time for us to pray, vote. You never heard me say get rid of your weapons. You didn't hear that. Clean your guns, keep your powder dry, but pray and vote and keep being good people. We are good people. We are not extremists. We are not a threat to democracy. We need to continue to be what is right with this world. The other side has just exposed themselves for being exactly what they are. And if you still support this, shame on you. You're not my friend. I don't like you. Good things and God bless.